Hi guys, my name is Brian from www.livegroupbreaks.net, and I just wanted to tell you a little bit about group breaks and our forums and invite you to join. First of all, the forums, livegroupbreaks.net, are a forum in which we facilitate our group breaks, our baseball card and football card group breaks, and they are free to join. You can also buy, sell, and trade any of your football or baseball cards there, or you can chat about baseball or football, or chat about anything under the sun. You can even promote your eBay listings there, and it's just a great group of fellow collectors, a great community. Every member there is a very good person to do business with should you decide to trade with anyone there. I am the owner and operator of the forums and of Live Group Breaks, and I just wanted to tell you a little bit about our group breaks. First of all, you might not be familiar exactly with what a group break is. Basically, a group break is just a less expensive way for someone to participate in the break or opening of a factory sealed case or cases of sports cards. We primarily focus on baseball and football, but at the moment we do that simply because we are not large enough to support any of the other sports such as basketball or hockey, or some of the non-sport stuff, but we do plan in the future to implement some breaks with different sports. We just have to grow before we can do that. But like I said, you may not be familiar with what a group break is, and like I said, it is basically just a way for you to participate in a break of a factory sealed case of cards. Let's take, for example, a break that involves a factory sealed case of baseball cards. This is how it works. You can participate by purchasing a spot or spots in a group break. And first we have a sign-up phase on the forums where everybody can sign up for the break. And you will see it listed out in the sign-up phase on the forums. You'll see a list of numbers, like usually 1 through 20 or 25. We usually have 20 or 25 spots in each break. And then once the break is filled, the payment process happens in the payment stage, and that is where everybody sends in their payments according to how much the spots were. Let's say, for example, that the spots were $60 for the first spot and $55 for each additional. Say you got 3 spots, then you would pay $60 for your first spot and $55 for the second and third spots, bringing your total to $170 for all 3 spots. So there is a discount if you purchase more than 1 spot. And once all of the payments are in, I set a draft drawing time and date. And what happens in the draft drawing, this is where we determine your order in the draft. So this is where we determine the order that participants will select their teams in the break. And all of our breaks are draft based, meaning that depending on where you end up in the draft order, you then select a team that you would like to draft. And the draft order drawings are all held live, so you can participate in them and view them as they happen, and they are all broadcast on Ustream. And the way it works is we have a bingo ball cage. This bingo ball cage's name is Spot, appropriately named. It's SPPOT. That is Tops, spelled backwards, since the majority of products that we break are Tops products. So we put all of the numbers corresponding to the number of spots that we have in the break up on into Spot, and then we simply draw out the numbers one at a time to determine the draft order. And usually our draft order drawings are reverse style, in that the first number drawn out is the last pick in the draft. It just makes it more exciting to do it that way. And then we go all the way up to the last ball in will be the number 1 spot in the draft. Okay, so that is the draft order drawing. Once the draft order drawing is complete, we then hold the draft live on the forums. And you will see on the forums, once the draft order is set, the draft thread will be updated to reflect the draft order. And it will list out all of the participants and their draft numbers from 1 to however many spots we had. We'll say 20, for example. And 1 through 20, and whoever had the first selection in the draft as determined by the draft order drawing will select their team first. And we will do that all the way down to the last spot, and then that completes the draft. And the way it works, say you had the number 1 spot and you selected the Yankees, okay? When we do the break, every card that is a Yankees card will be yours. And so all of the cards associated with, for example, the Yankees, if you drafted the Yankees, will be yours. So all the game used, all the autographs, all the memorabilia, all the base, and all the inserts or parallels will all be yours if you selected the Yankees. And so all those Yankee cards belong to you. And at the end of the break, all cards are sorted and packaged securely and shipped to you within 72 hours. And your shipping price, the shipping is included in your spot price when you sign up and pay. So, during the draft, you will see a poll at the top of the draft thread with a number of different options in which you can choose. You can vote in the poll for when you would like the break to happen. Usually there are 3 and sometimes 4 options for you to choose from with different dates and different times, so you can select the option that best fits your schedule. And then at the end of the draft, the option with the most votes wins, and that is when the actual break will happen on that day and time. That has the most votes in the poll. And all of the breaks are broadcast live on Ustream. So say for instance that we were doing a draft, and at the end of the draft, the option in the poll that had the most votes was, for example, say Thursday at 6:30. Then you would see in that same thread it would be updated to reflect that the break is happening live on Ustream at Thursday at 6:30. And you will then see a link inside that thread at the top with a link to where the break will happen on Ustream. So all you do is click on that link when it's time for the break, and then you can view the break live. And you can, with a free Ustream account, if you sign up, you can chat and participate in the break in the chat with all the other participants. We usually have a very good crowd. And you can ask questions or comment or just chat with the other participants during the break. Of course, if you can't make the break at the predetermined time and watch it live, it is always recorded, so you can go back and watch it at your convenience. We have usually a few participants who are unable to make the break live, so they will then go back at their convenience and watch the break since it is recorded. So once the break is complete, we will hold a raffle section after we have broken the product. And this is how the raffle section works. You remember me saying that there were usually 20 or 25 spots for each break. And basically you'll know there are only 30, let me rephrase that. There are usually 20 or 25 spots, and there are actually 30 MLB teams. That means that a number of teams will not be drafted during the draft. And what happens, all of the cards pulled from those undrafted teams go into the raffle pile. And this is how the raffle part works. Once again, we use Spot, our bingo ball cage, and everybody that is a participant in the break will be placed back into the bingo ball cage. And then we go 1 card at a time, depending on how many cards we have in the raffle pile. And we raffle off all of the cards that were from undrafted teams.
Guess what?
And so we draw out a number. We'll take a card, for instance, say it was a game used card from an undrafted team, and we'll display it and say what this particular raffle is for. We'll draw out a number, and whoever's number is drawn wins that card in the raffle section. And we do that until all of the raffle cards are given out. So everyone that is a participant in the break is eligible to win the raffle cards that are from undrafted teams, or teams that don't have or cards that don't have a team associated with them, like a non-sports insert or something like that. So that's how the breaks work. And like I said, once the break happens and everything is done, then all cards are shipped to you within 72 hours of the break. So just to recap, you can go to www.livegroupbreaks.net to see all of the new break signups available. You'll see it under the break section near the top, and new break signups. And you can see what we have currently available for you to sign up and participate in. Like I said, is a very good group of guys and girls that we have on the forums. We are a small but growing community, so it's definitely a good time to get involved. We usually have 1 to 2 breaks per week, and right now that is what the community can sustain. Normally we have at least 1, sometimes 2 breaks a week, just depending on how things fall. So definitely check out the forums at www.livegroupbreaks.net if you think you might be interested in participating. And like I said, even if you might not be interested in participating in the breaks, you can definitely join the forums and buy and sell and trade all of your sports cards. Or just chat about baseball or any other sports or anything that you might want to chat about. You can promote your eBay listings, etc., etc. And it's of course free to join the forum. So definitely check it out at www.livegroupbreaks.net today. And please email me or send me a message on here if you think you might have any questions or comments about the breaks or how it all works. And you can also find me on the forums. I am Boylan33 on the forums, and you can send me a message there or email me from the forums. So thank you very much for listening and watching the video, and I hope very much to see you soon on the forums. That's it. Thanks.